Sherman, I'd like you to tell us what is your personal purpose in life? Like, why do you do what you do?
Basically, it's more to sharing my philosophy of life right now. It's what I call great doubt. It's not great faith. Great faith is actually quite related to great doubt. You
Right.
are not so, let's say, attached to just one thing alone. Because if that one thing alone crumbles one day, or somehow that belief is broken,
Mm-hmm.
then sort of lose your self-confidence, right? So
Mm-hmm.
to me, it's about at least giving everything a chance, right? And then when you have that, you have acceptance of everything. And then that way you have a lot of self-confidence, I guess. To me, I have broken down this philosophy of mine
Mm-hmm.
into 3 points. Number one is that life itself is a chain of cause and effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people know this as karma, but to me, it's not the mystical karma, but the one that is quite logical. Basically, if you do something, it results in something else. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a chain of cause and effect. If you know this and you do something which goes against society, then obviously there are repercussions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And something bad, then something bad might happen to you. It's
Mm-hmm.
not something mystical, but it's something that is triggered by your mind itself, because the way that you think affects your life entirely. So I believe that the mind is really powerful, and knowing this rule of cause and effect will help you lead a better life. So point number two is that attachment causes us suffering. So
Ah.
when we attach ourselves too much to anything, like I said before, if we have too much faith in just one thing alone, then if that faith is broken, then we are just completely broken ourselves, right? Sometimes if, like, in love, we love someone too much and that person leaves us, then we just have no reason to live anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like it's sort of like a philosophy that we believe in and that doesn't work anymore. Somehow one day we just proven to us that's not true. Like some people believe that the earth is flat or whatever, right? And it's
Yeah.
not true. um it just breaks us completely. So to me, attachments causes suffering, right? So whenever we attach to things, whenever we attach to people, whenever that's gone, then that's suffering. So we always try to make sure that these things that we are attached to are not taken away from us. The beliefs are not taken away from us. So we argue with people about our own belief system, and we think that we are always right, but
Mm-hmm.
we don't give a chance for other people to talk about their beliefs, their political views, whatever it is, right? Sometimes I believe that if we give the chance to people to talk about their views and we understand them, then that's something that we learn ourselves. It might not be necessarily something that we agree with, but if we just give the chance to other people, then it helps to build our own self as well.
So it
So
seems to me like it's keeping an open mind
yes, exactly. So
on life, like in general, on everything that is surrounding us, and keeping it, like you said, it's like the great doubt. Everything is in doubt. Nothing is in
yeah,
certainty. Everything is transitional. Is that correct?
exactly. So to me, everything is relative rather than absolute, right?
Mm.
Because we live in this world based on our five senses, right?
Yeah.
And we can perceive up to these five senses, right? They say you have six sense, but that six sense is, our mind. I believe that it's our mind that connects all our five senses, right?
Yeah.
But then again, what if we meet some aliens who have, like, that lives in a different dimension and stuff, right? They perceive things completely differently. Or even say, even the bacteria living in us is like a completely different um, ecosystem, even
Yes.
inside our bodies, right? So we are like the host of the bacteria in our bodies. So there's just so many planes of existence, right? So we don't know how many dimensions are there. And we just can't perceive those dimensions, right? So the truth to us is just relative to our five senses. So to me, back to my second point again, attachments causes us suffering. So always a degree of suffering in whatever we are attached to. So number three, my third point is that how do we overcome these sufferings in life? Because how do we be happy, right? As you can see, I'm quite a happy person. So how I apply that philosophy to be happy is to accept things, to accept our reality as it is, to accept that sometimes we can't always agree with everything, to accept that there are people who have differences with us, and to accept that life itself is not easy. There's always suffering. So when you accept suffering, the paradox is that it doesn't become suffering anymore. There is pain. Don't get me wrong, there is pain. Life is painful, but if you can accept that pain, then it's not suffering. So even though we are poor, even though we are sad, and as long as we continue to live in the moment and to accept the moment as it is, then we just work towards what we can do step by step, gradually, right? And to me, that's how we overcome that suffering.
I think what you're saying is that like happiness is what is important. So whatever that means for people. They can find it in many, maybe they can find it in the great doubt type of philosophy or mentality, but some people find it quite well in Christianity, Buddhism, and atheism, and whatever it is, right? And that's the most important part, isn't it?
To me, it's that you don't have to be happy in the future. A lot of people are like asking you, how do I be happy? What are the steps to be happy? I mean, a lot of people have asked me that. But my point is that, to be happy, you just be happy. Because if you can be happy right now, that's all works, right? It's all in your mind. I mean, I know some people would say, hey, it's you can't just say it's all in your mind. But the point is, if you can accept the moment, then you can be happy. So it's not so much about happiness. The word happiness sometimes is like overrated, because accepting the moment is being able to accept being bored, even to being able to accept the pain that you feel right now, right? Can you be happy when you are in pain? But you can't really be happy when you're in pain, but you can accept that you are feeling pain, right? And you can do something about it, because a lot of people who are in pain just like stop doing anything. It's like, oh, I'm in pain, I just want to die. But if you're in pain and you can do something about it, like right now, then you should do something about it. Because when you do something about it in the moment, right, that moment translates to moment after moment. And your life can only progress from there, right? So to me, that's what's important. Accepting every moment and just gradually do things that makes you become who you want to be. Because to me, I'm a pantheist. So what that means is that I believe that a whole universe is God, because like for God to exist and to be omnipotent, then God must be the entire universe, or at least can fill the entire universe and be more than that, right? So anything more than that is beyond our comprehension. So God is the universe itself to me, right? God is the universe itself. Anything more than that is beyond our comprehension, doesn't make sense, right? So to me, to have that God, the omnipotent being, right, is the universe itself. So when I had that belief, when I had that understanding, right, it just made me completely sure about everything. It's like I am part of God, right? I'm part of this universe. I add to this universe, and so do you. Right, whoever is listening to us right now, right? So don't be like, I'm so insignificant, I don't have to be in this universe. But you are in this universe, and no matter how small, you still affect the universe as a whole.
You are worth it. You are worth it. I am worth it. We are all worth it. Because we exist right here, right now,